Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Make a plot of. A secret scheme to do something, especially something underhand or illegal. They concocted a plot to discredit the governor. A small area of ground covered by specific vegetation. A bean plot. Make a schematic or technical drawing of that shows interactions among variables or how something is constructed. A chart or graph showing the movements or progress of an object. Devise the sequence of events in a literary work or a play, movie, or ballet. The writer is plotting a new novel. Plan secretly, usually something illegal. They plotted the overthrow of the government. The story that is told in a novel or play or movie, etc. The characters were well drawn but the plot was banal. Make a plot of. A map showing planned or actual features of an area, streets and building lots, etc. Your occupation or line of work. He's in the plumbing game. A secret scheme to do something, especially something underhand or illegal. I saw through his little game from the start. Willing to face danger. Place a bet on. Disabled in the feet or legs. A game leg. A contest with rules to determine a winner. You need 4 people to play this game. An amusement or pastime. They played word games. Animal hunted for food or sport. A single play of a sport or other contest. The game lasted 2 hours. Frivolous or trifling behavior. For actors, memorizing lines is no game. Games, the score at a particular point or the score needed to win. The game is 6-all. Tennis, a division of play during which one player serves. The flesh of wild animals that is used for food. The game equipment needed in order to play a particular game. The child received several games for his birthday. A secret scheme to do something, especially something underhand or illegal. A small contrasting part of something. A patch of clouds. A connection intended to be used for a limited time. Repair by adding pieces. A protective cloth covering for an injured eye. Sewing that repairs a worn or torn hole, especially in a garment. A piece of soft material that covers and protects an injured part of the body. A period of indeterminate length, usually short, marked by some action or condition. A patch of bad weather. A small area of ground covered by specific vegetation. A cabbage patch. Mend by putting a patch on. Patch a hole. To join or unite the pieces of. Patch the skirt. A piece of cloth used as decoration or to mend or cover a hole. A short set of commands to correct a bug in a computer program. Provide with a patch, also used metaphorically. The field was patched with snow. A small area of ground covered by specific vegetation. A small area of ground covered by specific vegetation. Make a schematic or technical drawing of that shows interactions among variables or how something is constructed. A drawing intended to explain how something works. a drawing showing the relation between the parts. Mathematics. A mathematical relation such that each element of a given set, the domain of the function, is associated with an element of another set, the range of the function. Plan, delineate, or arrange in detail. Map one's future. To establish a mapping of mathematical elements or sets. A diagrammatic representation of the Earth's surface, or part of it. Depict as if on a map. Sorrow was mapped on the mother's face. Explore or survey for the purpose of making a map. We haven't even begun to map the many galaxies that we know exist. Locate within a specific region of a chromosome in relation to known DNA or gene sequences. Map the genes. Make a map of. Show or establish the features of details of. Map the surface of Venus. Form intrigues, for, in an underhand manner. A schematic or preliminary plan. An elaborate and systematic plan of action. A group of independent but interrelated elements comprising a unified whole. An internal representation of the world. An organization of concepts and actions that can be revised by new information about the world. A statement that evades the question by cleverness or trickery. Devise a system or form a scheme for. An elaborate and systematic plan of action. The branch of military science dealing with military command and the planning and conduct of a war. A bundle of myelinated nerve fibers following a path through the brain. A brief treatise on a subject of interest, published in the form of a booklet. An extended area of land. A system of body parts that together serve some particular purpose. An extended area of land. A collection of things wrapped or boxed together. A wrapped container. The allotment of some amount by dividing something. An extended area of land. Cover with strips of canvas. Parcel rope. Divide into parts. The developers parceled the land. Make into a wrapped container. An extended area of land. An extended area of land. Thread on or as if on a string. Poker in which a player can discard cards and receive substitutes from the dealer. He played only draw and stud. Remove the entrails of. Draw a chicken. Suck in or take air. Draw a deep breath. Pull. A person, apart with 4 horses tied to his extremities, so as to execute him. In the old days, people were drawn and quartered for certain crimes. Give a description of. Anything, straws or pebbles, etc. Taken or chosen at random. The luck of the draw. Finish a game with an equal number of points, goals, etc. Make a mark or lines on a surface. Draw a line. Get or derive. Pass over, across, or through. An entertainer who attracts large audiences. He was the biggest drawing card they had. Direct toward itself or oneself by means of some psychological power or physical attributes. A golf shot that curves to the left for a right-handed golfer. Bring, take, or pull out of a container or from under a cover. Draw a weapon. Earn or achieve a base by being walked by the pitcher. Make, formulate, or derive in the mind. I draw a line here. The finish of a contest in which the score is tied and the winner is undecided. The game ended in a draw. Take in, also metaphorically. Stretch back a bowstring, on an archer's bow. The archers were drawing their bows. The act of drawing or hauling something. American football. The quarterback moves back as if to pass and then hands the ball to the fullback who is running toward the line of scrimmage. Choose at random. Draw a card. Remove, a commodity, from, a supply source. Cause to move in a certain direction by exerting a force upon, either physically or in an abstract sense. Cause to move by pulling. Draw a wagon. Take liquid out of a container or well. A gully that is shallower than a ravine. Allow a draft. This chimney draws very well. A playing card or cards dealt or taken from the pack. He got a pair of kings in the draw. Bring or lead someone to a certain action or condition. She was drawn to despair. Cause to flow. Cause to localize at one point. Contract. Elicit responses, such as objections, criticism, applause, etc. Engage in drawing. He spent the day drawing in the garden. Flatten, stretch, or mold metal or glass, by rolling or by pulling it through a die or by stretching. Draw steel. Move or go steadily or gradually. Move or pull so as to cover or uncover something. Draw the shades. Reduce the diameter of a wire or metal rod by pulling it through a die. Draw wire. Represent by making a drawing of, as with a pencil, chalk, etc. on a surface. Require a specified depth for floating. This boat draws 70 inches. Select or take in from a given group or region. The participants in the experiment were drawn from a representative population. Steep. Pass through a strainer. Draw pulp from the fruit. Write a legal document or paper. The deed was drawn in the lawyer's office. Represent by means of a graph. A visual representation of the relations between certain quantities, represented as points, plotted with reference to a set of axes. A written symbol that is used to represent speech. A visual display of information. Plot upon a graph. Represent by means of a graph. Chart the data. A visual display of information. A map designed to assist navigation by air or sea. Make a chart of. Chart the territory. Plan in detail. Bush is charting a course to destroy Saddam Hussein. Usually plural, a listing of best-selling recorded music. Number 2 on the charts. An arrangement scheme. A plan for seating guests. Scale drawing of a structure. The plans for City Hall were on file. Make or work out a plan for, devise. Plan an attack. Make a design of. Plan out in systematic, often graphic form. Plan the new wing of the museum. A series of steps to be carried out or goals to be accomplished. They drew up a 6-step plan. Have the will and intention to carry out some action. He plans to be in graduate school next year. Make plans for something. He is planning a trip with his family. Any piece of work that is undertaken or attempted. Extend out or project in space. Make or work out a plan for, devise. Put or send forth. A planned undertaking. Imagine, conceive of, see in one's mind. Present for consideration, examination, criticism, etc. The candidate projects himself as a moderate and a reformer. Regard as objective. Throw, send, or cast forward. Project a missile. Cause to be heard. His voice projects well. Communicate vividly. He projected his feelings. Draw a projection of. Project on a screen. The images are projected onto the screen. Transfer, ideas or principles, from one domain into another. Come up with, an idea, plan, explanation, theory, or principle, after a mental effort. Make or work out a plan for, devise. They contrived to murder their boss. Put or send forth. Something intended as a guide for making something else. A decorative or artistic work. The coach had a design on the doors. An arrangement scheme. The awkward design of the keyboard made operation difficult. An anticipated outcome that is intended or that guides your planned actions. He made no secret of his designs. The creation of something in the mind. Make or work out a plan for, devise. Design a new sales strategy. The act of working out the form of something, as by making a sketch or outline or plan. He contributed to the design of a new instrument. Make a design of. Plan out in systematic, often graphic form. Design a better mousetrap. A preliminary sketch indicating the plan for something. The design of a building. Conceive or fashion in the mind, invent. She designed a good excuse for not attending classes that day. Create designs. DuPont designs for the House of Chanel. Create the design for. Create or execute in an artistic or highly skilled manner. Chanel designed the famous suit. Intend or have as a purpose. She designed to go far in the world of business. Plan something for a specific role or purpose or effect. This room is not designed for work. A record or narrative description of past events. A history of France. A trivial lie. A short account of the news. The story was on the 11 o'clock news. A structure consisting of a room or set of rooms at a single position along a vertical scale. A message that tells the particulars of an act or occurrence or course of events, presented in writing or drama or cinema or as a radio or television program. A piece of fiction that narrates a chain of related events. A plot intended to subvert another plot. A plot intended to subvert another plot. Make a plot in response to another plot. A crafty and involved plot to achieve your, usually sinister, ends. Form intrigues, in an underhand manner. Cause to be interested or curious. A clandestine love affair. A crafty and involved plot to achieve your, usually sinister, ends. A clique, often secret, that seeks power usually through intrigue. Engage in plotting or enter into a conspiracy, swear together. A plot to carry out some harmful or illegal act, especially a political plot. A secret agreement between two or more people to perform an unlawful act. A group of conspirators banded together to achieve some harmful or illegal purpose. A plot to carry out some harmful or illegal act, especially a political plot. A plot of ground where plants are cultivated. A yard or lawn adjoining a house. The flowers or vegetables or fruits or herbs that are cultivated in a garden. The usual or familiar type. It is a common or garden sparrow. Work in the garden. My hobby is gardening.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.